Hello everyone, this is Sandra from Spirit of Avalon. So today we're doing Garden Arcana again, and we have the Chariot card, and for this I've chosen this lovely hawthorn tree. And the reason I've chosen it for Chariot is because this one has come out quite late, but it's pushing forward, it's forcing itself forward with beautiful, lovely flowers, and it's like it's saying, I might have had a slow start, but I'm now pushing forward, and look at everything that is coming from that. Look at what I've created from pushing forwards now. Okay, other trees came into flower before me, but that doesn't matter because I'm pushing forward, and now I'm food for the bees, and there are lots of bees on this particular tree. I mean, look at these lovely white flowers. So it might be late, but we're going forward like our chariot. It's so lovely as well, and it's nice that today is sunny and the bees can come out and they can feed from these plants, because that's important too. Next we have, for strength, I chose ivy. Ivy literally gets everywhere if you're not careful, and it pushes its way through, and really with so much strength pushes itself through small gaps in fences. It climbs up the sides of houses, and it holds on with a lot of strength. Look how you can see it forcing its way through the fence here, smaller parts of it, and it hangs on. And not many plants have this strength like this to do this, and it's quite difficult to actually kill ivy if you wanted to. I personally don't, because I like plants and greenery. And look at these new green leaves on this ivy. We have some darker older leaves next to it, but we also have this lovely bright green. So this was what I chose for strength, because it just came to me straight away. I just thought ivy is the perfect plant for strength, because it is such a strong plant, and you know, really shows that literally, as you can see there. Okay, and our last final plant is for the hermit. Now this plant is right at the very back of the garden, as you can see, hermited away in like a green cave kind of thing, sort of. And this is a laurel. I believe it's a laurel anyway, I think it is. But look how it's at the back here. You wouldn't see it unless you came to the back of the garden. But also, the other thing that made me think of a hermit with this is, you see how the leaves shine, how the sun is shining on those leaves, and it just reminded me of the hermit's lamp. And I just thought it was so cool, and I thought it's a plant with lots of hermit's lamps all over it. It has lamps shining out of its leaves. So I thought it was a good one in two different ways, from being hidden away at the back, and also for the light on its leaves, reminding us of that hermit's lamp. And it just grows away silently, doing its own thing here at the back of the garden. So, as you know, I chose the hawthorn tree for our chariot, or to represent the chariot energy, because it is a little late flowering, that particular one, because the hawthorn tree outside my house the flowers have already finished, but that one, even though it might have had a slow start, it's rushing forward now. You know, it's full of flowers, and it's racing headlong now, just like our chariot here. So this is the chariot from the RWS Borderless Centennial. And we have the chariot from the Herbcrafters Tarot, which here is cedar. I love cedar, I love the smell of it, but it's another representation. We have greenery here, growth, you know, going forward, branches branching out, roots as well, you know, and this one is also surrounded like by a circle. This would, it kind of reminds me as well of the Wheel of Fortune, this card, even though it is our chariot. But yeah, this one is going forward there. This is the chariot from the Herbal Tarot. So that is this deck. We've got here again this, I think it's meant to say Cyprus, but it looks like Sepphoris, but it might be the same thing or it might be something different, I'm not sure. But again, we've got a guy in a chariot going forward here. We've got like the yin yang here, so that like represents what's normally our black and white sphinx or horses or whatever. And we've got a plant here charging forward right in front of him too, right in front of his chariot. He might be going forwards in his chariot, but so is this plant. This plant is like, I'm going forwards too, I'm moving fast forward. Then we have the chariot from the Majestic Earth Tarot. So this one's a bit different, isn't it? We've got ambition, triumph, momentum and control for this. But this is like a city going forward, I guess. Lots of people moving and, you know, taking control and moving forwards. And this chariot card, which is from the Tarot of Mystical Moments, this reminds me of that hawthorn, because this snail, maybe it's slow to start, but it's still going to get there. It's still pushing forwards. Like, I might not be the fastest, but I'm still going to get there, and I'm still going to have these lovely white flowers and in abundance too. Even though I made a slow start, I'm still pushing forwards. And then we have the chariot card, and this is from the Tarot of the She, which is one of my older decks, but I do love it. I could never part with this. There's something about it. And just look at this. We've got this one horse here, but we've got black and white, and this is definitely charging forwards. And look at like the triumph on the face of the rider, and also the control, because he's got control of this animal without like holding reins or anything, but he's still in control there. So those are our chariot cards. We'll then move to strength. Now for strength, I chose the ivy that is in my garden, because you think of the strength of the ivy plant, like I said, you know, it manages to push its way through the tiniest gaps and it clings on to things with real strength. So our strength card here is from the RWS, obviously. If you can hear that really, what sounds like really disgusting noise, guys, I'm really sorry. My cat is literally sitting right next to me, washing his private parts. It's just, never mind. Carrying on. Strength. So obviously we have our normal lion here, which is a common representation of a strength card. In our Hercrafters Tarot we have garlic, so we have this for strength. And when you think of strength with garlic as in flavour as well, I mean the plant may be a strong plant too, but it's also, its strength is in its flavour as well, isn't it? You know, too much garlic in any dish and it's overpowering. So this is a good strength card, I think. We also have here cayenne in the Herbal Tarot for strength. So a very strong plant here, pushing itself up. And again, we have strength as in these peppers, these cayenne peppers, another kind of plant that if you use it in cooking, you have to be careful how much you put in because of the strength in flavour of that plant. Again, can be overpowering like the garlic, but it has strength in its plant form here too. Strength in the Majestic Earth Tarot, so we have these lions here, and they've obviously got a kill here. It looks like, have they? No, they're sitting on rocks, but it looks like bones here though, doesn't it? So maybe they're guarding what was a kill, and we know that lions have incredible strength and nobody's going to try and fight against them. And you know, the strength of that ivy plant, what is going to overpower ivy? Nothing really, or not much anyway, when you think about it. How ivy will stick to the walls of a house, and it's extremely difficult to get off or to even kill the plant. I mean, obviously it can be done, but it does have real strength. This is our strength card from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. I love this though, the way that she's kind of almost caressing the lion. He looks sad too, doesn't he? But she's not pulling his mouth open, and he's pushing himself into her. And then our strength card from the Tarot of the She, which in this case was at number 11, but it's still a strength card and is a very fiery card, isn't it? Imagine the strength of a dragon. It would have incredible strength if we really had dragons. It'd be very difficult, if not impossible, to overpower something like a dragon, which again goes back to our ivy and the strength of that plant. Very difficult to overpower the ivy in the way it creeps through fence panels and creeps up sides of houses and things. So those were our strength cards. And then we had our hermit. Now for the hermit, I chose a plant that was right at the back of my mum's garden, so hidden away there almost in its own little little small area at the back, almost as if it's in its own cave of greenery. And that plant is a laurel. I'm fairly sure it's a laurel anyway. And I just thought as well, you know, with that plant, you see how we've got like the hermit here, so that plant, you can't really see it unless you go right up the back, so it's like hermited away right at the back there. But when I was filming the plant for the hermit, the laurel, you see how the sun was shining on those leaves, and there was such brightness coming off of those shiny leaves, which reminded me of the hermit's lamp, which was another reason that I chose that plant. Here in our Herb Crafters Tarot we have Usnea. I don't know anything about this plant at all. It looks very lovely, but I can't say an awful lot about it, but maybe it's a plant that does hide away, or that it's difficult to find perhaps. And we have this lovely light in the middle. This candle light represents the hermit's lamp. The hermit in the herbal tarot is licorice. So this is a plant that I think would be quite difficult to find. And we have our hermit there with his light, but he has this in like an orb in his hand, which I think is lovely. The hermit in the Majestic Earth Tarot. I love this. It's just a man standing on top of a cliff. You can see all the mountains and the mist, and he's there alone. Contemplation and solitude, introspection and beacon. So that plant, that laurel, definitely has solitude at the back of the garden there on its own. The hermit here from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. We have a mermaid, so we have quite a watery hermit here, but she's on top of a lighthouse. So she's totally on her own there. And lighthouses, lighthouse keepers actually, are very alone, like hermits, aren't they? Even, you know, because they're there on their own, tending the lighthouse and the lights. So that's quite a cool hermit card. And then our hermit from the Tarot of the She, it almost looks quite creepy, this hermit. And we've got a hill here in the background, what looks like a standing stone type little like monument thing there. But that's what I love about this deck, because I find it very weird and as quite a strange deck, but it draws me in every time, and I love the beings in this deck. So that is our hermit from the Tarot of the She. So those are all of our cards for now for the Garden Arcana tag. Just get our strength cards back. And yes, so I will see you all again, I'm sure, in the next Garden Arcana. Let's see if I can find plants for the next three arcanas. I can already feel that the Wheel of Fortune is going to be difficult, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, everyone, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now.